Hello and welcome to the second Trinity podcast. After our first one at Hyde a week ago, we come to you from the Martin & Co Arena after tonight's narrow 1-0 defeat to Scarborough in front of a bumper crowd of 627. Good atmosphere today?
Yeah, I thought the atmosphere was brilliant. It was probably the best thing about the game. It was great. I think when teams bring a big away following, it's always, and I think that encouraged the Gainsborough fans to get involved, and it's just brilliant. It was a really good atmosphere, and the game itself wasn't.
No, that's where it starts to go downhill a little bit, isn't it? Really?
Well, yeah, it wasn't particularly. But it felt like two teams cancelling each other out. Would you agree on that one?
Yeah, two different formations. We set up in our normal 4-4-2 formation. They mixed it up a little bit with 4-3-3, and to be honest, we didn't struggle in the midfield. 3 versus 2. It wasn't really a problem.
I thought Shane Clark was Gainsborough's best player tonight. From the mid, I thought he was outstanding.
He did very well, didn't he?
I thought he played really. I know the man of the match went to Stainfield. I also thought he played really well. But Shane Clark, because he gets his critics. But tonight I thought he was outstanding. And him and King, I think, was the perfect pair for breaking up play from league leaders. But I mean, the first half, I can't remember. I think one chance, which the young lad in goal, Marcus Dewhurst,
did very well.
It was a terrific save.
Yeah.
And he would have been so nervous. I mean, how old is he? 16? 17. Makes you feel old, doesn't it? Makes you feel old.
Don't. Really does. But no, he was really assured in lots of the things that he did.
Yeah.
He'll be disappointed with the goal.
The goal was tough because he was in two minds, wasn't he? And
he was.
You just don't know. As goalkeepers, you don't know whether to come or stay sometimes. And if he'd done either,
yeah.
But you can't blame him for the goal when the defenders are leaving a guy on 12 goals this season before today.
Exactly.
Unmarked.
Yeah, they gave him a let off in the first half. He had a free header there. He let us off. He missed his header at the near post, and then he's had another chance, more central, and well, he's just not going to miss two opportunities like that. And ultimately, we've paid the price. But today's defeat follows hot on the heels of a defeat at South Shields, another narrow defeat. There was lots of similarities between the two games. You weren't there, but it changed on the red card. I feel that against South Shields, 11v11, we could have come away with something. But now it's back-to-back defeats, and it's going to be a really tough test for the players to see how they bounce back from it.
You could look at it that way. You could also look. Gainsborough have just played two teams that are up at the top. On another day, they'd have come away with a point. I think Lee Sinnott said to us, doesn't he, that they've got to work on things. I think Gainsborough they're a nearly there team.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It is a work in progress.
Exactly, and the fact that Scarborough went away on Saturday and won 6-0, came tonight, and I think Liam King said to us, doesn't he, they were celebrating like they've won the cup. Their reaction at the end was fascinating because it is just a league game at the end of the day in October, and they weren't they? So they were so ecstatic to win. So it shows that Gainsborough are getting this reputation that this is a hard place to come, and it is. I think, and they were in another. Margates puts that ball in at 0-0.
Yeah.
Trinity probably win the game.
Save.
He did.
Hasn't felt quite as kindly as you would have wanted for Ross Hannah. He's not got a full connection on it. Double save for the goalkeeper. That changes the game.
You say similarities. Saturday, was it Austin hit the bar?
Austin
hit the bar?
Yeah.
These go in and...
Goals change games.
Exactly.
If you give opportunities, speaking to Liam King as well after the game, didn't we?
Liam King
said you can't just pass the ball and expect to win games. If you play badly, they score nil. That's got to be the basic.
Putting my supporters hat on, the Liam King interview was good to see because he was clearly annoyed, disappointed, heart on sleeve. Yeah, and that's what you want from your captain. That's why we.
Yeah, and it's getting that across to the players.
To him, and we were saying off before we started this that he's really come out of his shell since becoming captain. And I think King has been one of the best players for Gainsborough this season, and I've no doubt that they will bounce back. I think Saturday's come at the right time.
Yeah.
A cup game.
Yeah, a break from the league.
Tamworth with the Dennis Green factor.
Yeah, there'll be a few that want to put a little bit on him.
He was here tonight. He was sat just down there.
He wouldn't have been in the director's box, though. They wouldn't have let him in. No. Not with those shoes that he likes to wear. Or the sheepskin. Is the sheepskin out yet?
Yeah, how?
How is the observation?
But he'll also be really up for it. Tamworth...
They haven't started very well,
no.
But they've had a good result last week. They played Kettering and had a good result against Kettering, who are obviously the league leaders in the southern league equivalent of this one.
What's your thoughts on actually having an FA Trophy run? This is something that we've been debating for a while. The FA Cup run has made
like a trip to
Trinity.
Wembley.
Well, the FA
Would
Cup.
you like to be pitchside at Wembley? From a purely selfish point of view.
Well, yeah, obviously, but the FA Cup run has made the backlog. Trinity have played less games than anyone else in this league. That might not be the case after tonight. Before tonight, they played.
Yeah, I think Warrington now are possibly with that crown because they were in FA Cup action. Obviously, they've lost today, so perhaps their little.
And Trophy will get priority over the league, which is silly.
Yeah.
And it's FA, innit?
But players prefer to play games.
Yeah, I suppose it's just instead of having another training session, isn't it, really?
Possibly the bit that concerns me is the size of the squad. We've obviously been out and signed 3 players today. Possibly think we're still a little bit short in the middle of the park. We need a little bit more pace, a little bit more energy. Not anything against the 3 players that we've got in there. It's just they're putting a lot of miles on the clock at the moment, and they're all the wrong side of 30.
What are your thoughts on the 3 new signings? I mean, the goalkeepers, we presume, are just here to cover John Stewart, who's out for about a month.
Yeah.
Johnny Margaret's.
Lee spoke before the game and in his programme notes about wanting a greater chance conversion. I can understand that, but are we creating enough chances?
The other side of that is Johnny Margaret's was the only one who really had any efforts on goal tonight for Gainsborough.
Yeah, one in the first half, one in the second half.
There's one, yeah, and no, Ross Hannah had the rebound, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he's had probably the best chances.
Yeah, and considering he's not played as much for Boston as he would have liked to have done, he's come
just,
in and
it didn't work. It didn't work at Boston. But I remember watching him at Lincoln City, and when he's on fire, and that was in the National League. So this is
if
what,
we get him
2 levels lower.
Exactly. If we get him in with his head right, get him up to full fitness, who knows what can happen. But we need to make sure that we're providing the ammunition for him. Alex Byrne's a great outlet. Simmons, when he came on, looked very bright, but we need a little bit more to change it, up. So I still think, like you said earlier, we're a work in progress.
Lee Sinnott alluded to that, didn't he, when he said about attacking play? It's not just the forwards. He said into the midfield and the.
And it's being composed with the ball at the back to be able to find feet. But Liam almost says the same but contradicts. Does that make sense? Where
No.
Liam says we can't pass all the time, but it is a team game, and if we don't pass out from the back, do we get the key players on the ball in the right areas? So, yes, we need to pass, yes, we need to play, but we also need to find different ways of winning the game.
Need to try and win ugly, I think, is the.
Yeah, good sides don't necessarily play well, but grind out the right results.
And Trinity've got that in them. I think back to Ferriby. That was an ugly win. They got the points. I remember Lee at the end didn't think they played that well, but they got 3 points.
Yeah, so maybe we need to go back to that blueprint. Defend our goal, keep clean sheets.
As Liam King said, and it's stating the obvious, but you don't let a goal in,
you've got a draw.
You get a point, don't you?
Yeah, and that's a building block. You take one chance, you've got the win.
But for Trinity fans, I wouldn't be worrying. I'm not worried with my Trinity hat on at all. At the end of the day, I said to you earlier that they could have easily got a point tonight.
But what we don't want to do is have 2 turn to 3, turn to 4. We need to halt the slide as quickly as possible.
Which I think they will do on Saturday. I think being at home on Saturday and then they're away at Stafford. I don't know how Stafford.
Did you say home Saturday in the same sentence?
It's cup game. I didn't say league.
In any case, it's only the 3rd time.
We're nearly
in November, but we've been at home on a Saturday.
Yep.
And on that note, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching.